You go that way, I'll go this way.
Okay. You never know what you might find at a salvage yard. There's so much old timber waiting to be turned into something useful. It's a great way to take this valuable natural resource and give it another turn in life. Ah, perfect. Dean, top. Having found the timber we want to use, we've asked the guys to dress it for us.
It's a lot easier than hand planing.
It is, and it doesn't cost a fortune.
Right, let's have a look at this plan.
Okay. One of the great things about using recycled material is that you have to be flexible.
Sometimes you've got to change your design slightly to fit the material.
So having a basic plan is absolutely essential.
So if we call the overall length of the top, say 1200, that'll use the best part of this 280 wide jarrah.
Yeah,
right?
Yep, indeed.
Okay.
All right, well look, if you want to start the cuts, I'll take this out and strip it.
Okay.
Very good.
So, according to the plans, the legs are cut at 660mm from the 50x50mm jarrah. We then need two lengths of 60x19mm at 180mm and two at 1100mm.
No matter how natural the ingredients are in a stripper, it's aggressive enough to take paint off. So make sure you wear your protective safety gear. Very important with stripper. The stripper has a citrus oil base, and it smells okay, but it's best to do it outside where there's plenty of ventilation. I brush it on generously so it won't dry out before it's done the job. The stripper begins to act fairly quickly. Once the paint has bubbled and lifted, I can scrape it off. Okay, that's worked pretty well. It's got the first layer off, but as is often the case with old bits of material like this, there's several different sorts of paint, all one over the other. So now I'm going to have to do another coat of stripper to get this next lot off. Okay, that's got it off very well. There's a very fine layer of undercoat still on, but I'm actually going to sand that off because I'd like to leave a bit of a beachy look, a bit of an influence of the old paint that was on this timber. It's a water-based stripper, but it's good to wrap the waste and dispose of it carefully. Once that's done, I need to wash it down and decide if we need another coat.
Right. Well, we've cut the legs, the top frame and the mounting blocks. All we have to do now is cut the end braces and mark them first.
Great. Oh, 4 legs.
Yes, David, 4 legs, no arms and no brain.
No, I was joking. I know it needs to have 4
How'd you
legs.
get on with the stripping?
Beautiful. It's great. It's still drying. So,
Can you help me mark out the little end brace bits here? So
Sure.
Paper underneath there.
to make the construction of the haul table fairly straightforward, we're using simple butt joints. So with recycled material, because there's a slight variation in material size potentially, we mark a template off the actual end that we're going to join together, and that ensures that it's going to be a perfect fit. We use the offcuts to make sturdy braces. Once it's assembled, glued and screwed, it will be a very strong haul table. Right, so there we are, that's the end brace. There's the template and it looks like it's worked. So Dean, if you want to drill and countersink that, I'll give the tabletop a final sand and then we can put it together.
Thank you.
I'm using a fairly coarse paper, it's actually an 80 grit, but don't forget, you actually can wash the sandpaper to get the swarf out of it, and it keeps working. You don't have to change it as often then. Well, it's a fair bit of work, but you can see the grain starting to come through. Let's have a look. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That lovely sort of beached look, slightly lighter colour. We're going to leave that paint there as it is because I just think it says so much about the grain. Beautiful timber, jarrah.
Legs look nice and straight. Okay, put the blocks in.
We pre-drill and countersink all of the holes to avoid splitting the jarrah. That looks great, Dean. Good progress.
Great.
There's the top. Now we're going to use some 8mm by 8mm beading around the top, between the top and the base, just to give it a shadow line.
Adds a touch of class.
Okay, Dino. Now I've drilled and cut these ready.
Yeah.
We pre-drill them because if you don't, the beading this fine just splits. Okay, well, why don't you lift the legs up and I'll see if it fits, eh?
The miter saw has ensured that our cuts are straight and square, so once we glue and screw the table together, it should pull up nice and straight.
Good, good, good. Good. We've done all the fixings from behind, so you don't see any of the screws, you don't see any of the nails, they're all hidden once it's finished. And there's just the middle. Okay. Well, it looks pretty good. Should we turn it over?
Yeah, let's flip it.
Okay. That's nice and straight. Now, we haven't glued it yet because you really do need to assemble it before you do, just to make sure it all fits, it all works, and when we glue it and clamp it, we will tighten it up and it'll be perfect. What do you think, Dean?
I love it. I love that top.
Yeah, I sort of left it beachy and interesting.
Sort of windswept and interesting.
Like the Bee Gees. And our beautiful recycled jarrah hall table costs just under $60 in materials and dressing.